Hey, it's SiiH, and in today's video, I am here to help you complete the week 3 challenges because there are 2 objectives that are the hardest ones we have been given so far, and they are each worth 5 or 6 points, meaning that is a total of 11 points towards the objectives and towards the rewards. So let's start with tier 1. Logistic Ribbons earned. Now, that is easy. All that is giving health to someone, giving ammo to someone, or repairing a vehicle. And eventually, after enough XP doing these things, you will gain a Logistic Ribbon, meaning you've gained 1 out of 3. Keep rinsing and repeating, and that is that complete. I will mention that a lot of these can be done on Conquest 128, and I have found that if you play the right game mode, you can complete these objectives even faster. So play Conquest 128 until I say otherwise. Now, the next one is vehicle damage inflicted with shoulder launched missiles. So this is any rocket launcher. I used the RPG for this because it was just easier. Again, Conquest 128, more vehicles, more tanks, more quad bikes, more cars, more aircraft. Shoot at them, hit them, don't have to kill them, just inflict the damage. It's only 100, so you'll do it quite fast. Now then, kills and assist with vehicles. This obviously is a given. Hop in a tank, hop in a vehicle, hop in a helicopter, get kills with it. Or if you can't bother to get kills with it, hop in someone else's. The assists that someone else gets, they count to your assists because you are sat in that vehicle. And if you can't even bother to do that, simply hop in a car, go and run people over. It counts. It doesn't have to be killed strictly with a gun. It is literally with a vehicle. So running people over is killing them with a vehicle. So yeah, that is how I did it. And it's the fun way to do it. So yeah. And then you obviously go on to tier 2. Distance traveled in an air vehicle. I did this on the Pond Hawk in my own spawn on Conquest 128. Flying in a large circle, a large loop. There was 2 of us at the time on top of this thing. We both completed it at the same time. It takes a bit of time. 5 km is quite far. However, you can do this if you want to play in a helicopter and just go and play normally. You will complete this subconsciously without even taking note of it. So yeah, that is a very, very simple one. Vehicle health repaired. I did this again. Conquest 128. Hopping in people's tanks. Hopping in their transport vehicles. Hopping in the helicopters. Switch to a seat where you have access to your repair tool. Well, we normally have access to your gun. Get out your repair tool and just wait for them to get damaged. Now, obviously, it is a bit long because you have to wait for them to get damaged. The way I found best to do this was in helicopters because they get shot at more, because people like shooting at helicopters a lot more than they do tanks, because normal bullets normally damage them a little bit. So I found they get damaged a lot more, meaning you can repair them a lot more and meaning you complete it a lot quicker. Now, the first hard one we come to is objective airdrops performed. Now, you have to do 3 of these. I thought, like a lot of you, these were call-ins for airstreaks onto an objective. They are not. What this is supposed to be anyway is you dropping teammates off on to an objective that you don't own. It's very important that you don't own it, otherwise they do not count. I found that they didn't count for me. Some people have been found and they have counted. When they've contested or owned it, they have counted. However, for me personally, I found they didn't count. There is 2 or 3 ways you can do this. I did this with a Pond Hawk with a teammate I could talk to, flying them over to an objective I didn't own, dropping them off, make sure they land in the zone of the actual tier, like the actual conquest flag. Otherwise, it don't count. And yeah, that is how I did it. However, other ways you can do it is you can simply get one of the transport vehicles, fly it really, really high up so no one can shoot you down, wait for teammates to spawn and land, and that will count. Because most of the time, they will use you as an active spawn point, jump out, land on objectives, and there you go. That is a simple, probably the most effective way of doing it if you're AFK trying to get that done. And then the other way I've seen people comment on my other short video I made is that transport vehicles and tanks and things actually count when people get in them and get out. Obviously, it's not meant to because it's meant to be airdrops, so I'm not sure how that counts, but it might be bugged. Give it a try if you really want to. I couldn't because I had already completed it. So yeah, give that a try. It might work for you. Then moving over to tier 3, we have vehicles destroyed, Obviously, just get your rocket launcher for your engineer class, destroy some vehicles, destroy some tanks. I personally found this easier by destroying the pond hawks, waiting for them to come out with the pond hawks, locking onto them with the anti-air missile launcher, because it only takes one rocket and they don't have any defense. So all you need to do is kill 4 of these and job is done. And then kills from a distance of 100 meters or more, simply line yourself up to an objective, again on Conquest 128, or probably Breakthrough actually, and just line yourself up onto an objective, see more than 100 meters, snipe people's heads off, 10 of them, bang, bish, bash, bosh, that is done. And then moving on to the next hard one. Now this is the most frustrating one I found. However, I found a system that worked for me super effectively, and I did it in one game. I was struggling like crazy, like some of you probably are, to do this because it requires a lot of luck of people being bunched together. However, what I found was you want to come off Conquest 128, hop in to Iwo Jima Breakthrough, which is still active. If you click on the Breakthrough tab, Iwo Jima will pop up and you can play it. You want to wait either whether you're attacking or defending until you get to the final 2 areas, because these are indoors, and then simply throw grenades and things down the corridors where people will most likely be bunched up. This is because it compresses the game zone into these indoor areas where there's lots of like corridors, and people are more likely to be bunched up. So you're taking that look of people being bunched up kind of out of it. And then what I found was you want to play as an assault, Sundance to be specific, because you have the scatter grenade, which is very, very OP in this game. Then you want, as your gadget, you want C4, and lethal, you just want a normal frag grenade. What I did was I waited till people were bunched up, threw my scatter grenade down there, threw my frag grenade at the same time, and then threw a C4 and exploded that. That way, it counts as a multi-kill because it's all explosives, and it worked. I did both of them in a single game in these 2 last sections on Iwo Jima. So it definitely works. I have proven evidence of that, showing you right now that it works. So yeah, definitely give that a go. Set yourself up like that. It doesn't strictly have to be with just one grenade. It can be with a whole bunch of grenades that you throw all at once and then they explode around the same time, giving you that multi-kill effect. And then last but not least, the weekly bonus. Obviously you need to complete this before the week is out. The rest you don't have to, but the weekly bonus you do have to, otherwise you can't do it. And that is simply damage vehicles while playing as an engineer. Get a rocket launcher, go on Conquest 128 where there's more vehicles, and simply just start popping launchers everywhere, popping rockets everywhere, firing at whatever you can, and you'll soon have this completed. So yeah, I hope this helped. The 2 other ones that are hard are an absolute pain. The objective airdrops is okay, but the multi-kills is just so much luck involved. I hate them sort of challenges where there's more luck than skill. However, set yourself up right, play the right game mode, and you'll have no problem at all.